Good science, by definition, allows for more than one opinion. Otherwise, you merely have the will of one man, which is the basis of cult.
If it's not in the frame, it doesn't exist.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, an illusion?
Where you been?
Drunk.
Wendy, darling, light of my life.
What's your one purpose in life?
To explode, of course.
I like death with sex. How about you, Casey? You like sex with death?
Yeah, so fuck off and die.
Yeah, I mean they're what is it? Anthropomorphic?
Yeah,
whatever that word is.
Oh God.
Oh my God, I know now that I said it wrong. I like can.
Anthropomorphic. Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic. Yeah.
This is the goal of anthropomorphic cinema knowledge.
Yeah, I'm an anthropomorphic slug.
Yeah, that is.
Like...
I am getting slug vibes. What am I an anthropomorphic of? Like a fucking disgusting.
I don't.
Like
you
rodent
got
of some
porcupine.
kind?
No,
yeah.
you do have rodent, like porcupine.
Yeah,
kind
rodent
of like,
energy.
But like a porcupine that like just got out of like a bushfire or something.
Yeah, I'm like a wild weasel or something. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, weasel, but like a heavy weasel.
Oh, just like
that's why I have, like,
a
I'm
weasel
slug.
that got into the fucking grain silo and just like ate it all, and they found it and it just can't move because it's so fat now.
Yeah, you're a heavy set weasel, dude. That's exactly what I would. That's what I would say. Because that's why I give myself slug. Because slug's got like when they're like really together, you know, like when the slug's like in the middle of its like moving pattern, and it's just like they're just fat, you know.
Oh, so
I got that vibe.
that's your
I got that
excuse.
vibe.
That's true. You did lose some weight for the movie back in the day. So that was you when you were at the full stretch slug. You're like, right now I'm in the peak of the slug. I'm in the squitch. I'm getting ready to stretch out again.
I'm in that movement. I'm in the trajectory forward. That's all. Slugs can only move forward. Did you know that? They're not allowed to move backwards. Muscles won't let them.
Huh.
I have no idea if that's a fact or not, but I have some other funny facts about this movie today that we watched.
Say, yeah. You might be wondering why we can't pronounce the word anthropomorphic. Anyway,
probably, yeah. It's like I'm not the one that's on substances, so maybe I should, you know.
So we watched. I mean, you saw. We're unfortunately, Western month has come to a close. Yeah. It's all Christmas lights and everything now, and
close your saloon doors and
if you're still jonesing for westerns, we did mention last episode that we might do. Lonesome Dove the miniseries like next year, but I just finished the book and I'm not going to wait a year to watch the miniseries. So if we do, we might do the miniseries as like a bonus or something on Patreon or something like that. We don't know yet. So
heck yeah, dude.
If you need to
put it on the Patreon.
More Western fix, there might be still some drippings coming your way. But in the meantime, we got your Western fix for today because today we watched, this week we watched Rango. Which was dope as fuck. So, end of podcast.
Yeah, really though. Yeah, it was really fun. It's so funny because, I mean, I guess you can say that something's like underrated or
it is
like a misguided masterpiece, but like this was a really high budget film that won the Academy Award.
That's true. I just feel like nobody talks about it.
I don't think it's underrated.
I think it's underrated.
It literally got the highest rating.
I guess that's fair. It's underrated because nobody.
I know what you're saying.
Nobody talks about it, and it's not
culturally.
Culturally underrated, and it's probably because it's a Western. It's kind of weird, and it's kind of adult sometimes. And it's not part of the monopoly. It's not Disney and it's not Pixar or any of that. So it's just like an outlier. It's not DreamWorks. It's none of the big animation studios, you know?
No, okay, so this is a perfect segue into, I got a little like a little itch, and I was curious, like this, so, like I just mentioned.
That slug
recently,
itch. Yeah.
The Rango, dude, it is, yeah. Like I gotta go, slug across the leaf or something, get it scratched, but.
I'm going to cut that part, and everyone's going to be like, what the fuck is that? I'm just kidding.
Because, I know, right. I mean, you probably should. It was some old-fashioned rambling that we usually do around here, but anyways, my God.
Your itch.
So,
sorry.
Rango won the Academy Award for 2011 Or well, I always hate that. I hate that they do it 2 years.
It came out in 2011. but
Technically,
it was like
one in
2012.
2012.
Sure.
Yeah, so for a 2011 film,
I just say
that
for
won
the
Academy
year.
Award.
It won the yeah.
Yeah, right. But
21.
anyways, so from 2006 to 2011, it was all Disney films that won. Which Pixar, which they are the exact same. Disney and Pixar have been each other since the 90s. I kind of learned. I did like a deep dive, and actually they did. Disney owned Pixar for so long.
They were
as a
independent
whole,
enough, but yeah.
Well, they actually started making more money than Disney, so
and that's why
didn't
Disney
wanna
was
take away
like,
the Pixar name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they didn't just like absorb it completely. Yeah. Anyhow, so Rango, so like it literally goes like Finding Nemo 2003, Incredibles, then Wallace and Gromit gets in there, then Happy Feet, then it's Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story 3, then Rango comes and kind of breaks it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Then
Happy
it's
Feet's an
Brave,
outlier.
Frozen, Big Hero 6, right? Yeah, which is crazy, huh? Big Hero 6, Inside Out, Zootopia, Coco, then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man outlier. That's every like 5 years. There's got to be
bit.
an outlier that's like, okay,
No, I think it is, dude. I think there's a fatigue because now we're in Toy Story 4, Soul, and Canto, and then Guillermo del Toro's
Toy
Pinocchio
Story
came
4
through.
one.
Toy Story 4 one, which is
Fuck
crazy.
Toy Story
And then
4.
Right.
It looks great.
And then just
though.
recently,
it does look great.
It was of course, yeah. And then The Boy and the Heron, and then Flow. Yeah. So we've had like a 3-year
that's nice
disruption.
Well,
they've also
run out of ideas. I mean, Pixar hasn't been good in since Up one or whatever. So
I know, literally, yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's like so it's just crazy to like.
It's cool to see
that this movie kind of came through and disrupted it. So it is funny though. I think like I was being facetious that like it's that it's not popular, but it really like it's funny that this doesn't get talked about. Like
no. But everyone who has,
even though it's like so popular,
yeah,
yes,
and everyone who has seen it is like, oh yeah, Rango fucking slaps. You know what I mean? It's like I've never met anyone that's like I don't like Rango unless they're like I hate westerns or I hate Johnny Depp.
No, dude. I mean, I don't know. I got Victoria, and she's like a diehard hater of westerns. And I mean, I think she was. I guess she didn't really say she liked it, but I assume that she was pretty. She was
enjoying
pleased.
herself.
She chuckled a few times, and
I got fact that it's some casual chuckles out of my wife while watching it. She was reading while we were watching it. I was watching it with the kids.
Yeah,
she was reading, but she would tune in every now and again because I'd be laughing like this movie's cracking me up, man.
Oh, I was cracking up, and it's like it's one of those movies where I'm like, I hate it because I do give it the like moniker of masterpiece. Like it's written so well. It's shot so well. It's like it's one of those things where I'm like, it's just such a well-made movie.
Yeah,
that I'm like, and like the thing about it that like I wanted to start compiling like a reference list of all of the films that have been homaged and all of the bits in this, and it's exhaustive. Like it's almost kind of like it's one of those things where I'm like, I would be annoyed if it was a lesser film that it just kind of was ripping off all these other movies. But it's like it is homage. Like it does.
Well, it's
like
doing the Western template.
It's
a very classic Western story. It's got like the Chinatown plot line with the water kind of.
Well, I know. Dude, China. Oh my God, no, I can't even. I couldn't start because I would be so frustrated with how many the amount of references just at the beginning when he's doing that opening monologue and like the armadillo is like Don Quixote and like it's like he finds like fear and loathing, dude. There's just so many. It's like the Flight of the Valkyries and stuff. Like when they're fighting, there's so many things. It's literally like every single scene has a reference done really well because it's seamless.
Yeah,
and that's what's so cool about it. It's like you know what it's coming, but then it like works so well with the characters.
And the best part that really sells this, other than like you said, everything about it is incredibly well done. Like the animation is fucking top shelf. But
I mean, dude, Roger Deakins did the cinematography.
Did he? Dude,
so
that shows.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I never knew Roger Deakins. I just imagined him just like at a computer, just being like, okay, now drag these lights over here, and they're like, he's a genius.
Literally, though, dude, that's what it was. It was like because it's like, it just
is the best. It's the best lit.
Yeah,
it is because the light in it is so natural and so good. It's the best lit animated movie I've ever seen. So that fucking tracks.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, God, Deakins is the goat, man. Anyway, so
I know, right?
For real quick, because we're obviously running away with it. Real quick synopsis: a lizard. Rango, he's in a fucking cage, he's lonely. He's just like living his life. He's a chameleon, which is very in character with his character. He blends in and plays multiple roles.
He can't blend in. That's
his problem.
The irony,
right?
Is that he can't blend in.
His thing gets broken. He's thrown into the desert. And he's got to go on a mythic quest for the Spirit of the West or whatever. But he goes in there. He finds this town, and it's like has water problems, and there's a fucking crooked mayor he's like the turtle that's like running the water. But Rango ends up he cons his way into becoming the sheriff of the town. So he's trying to solve their problems, and it's like the little water they have gets stolen, and they think it's like this band of like, what are they, naked nomads, groundhogs.
Well, yeah, they're moles, whatever.
Yeah, moles. So he tracks them down, and then it turns out that's not it. It's like a big conspiracy, with the water. Then you got Rattlesnake Jake. He's like, they say he's a big baddie. He shows back up at the end, and then, but it's one legend to another. It's they end up, the real bad guy, of course, is the mayor, and so they kind of deal with Rattlesnake Jake, and he gets the mayor because the mayor tries to double cross him, and then Rango, of course, has his low moment. It's very meta too. There's a lot of like, this is your moment as a story, as a hero. Like, this is the moment you have to turn it around.
They have like bards. There's basically like, there are these like mariachi band bards that like explain the story as it's going.
They're literally like, you can't walk out on your own. No man can walk out on their own story, which is just so good.
Which is such a good dude. That when he meets Clint Eastwood and it's Timothy Olyphant, dude, I was like, when I saw that in theaters, I lost my shit.
I forgot.
I was like, this is everything I love.
It's so good. I forgot that he was just like, literally just him with his Oscars, like, and he's out there metal detecting, like, for some reason.
It is Clint Eastwood, like, doing some old man shit out there.
Yeah, and it's like, and he's like, didn't they used to call you the man with no name? That's what he says. So good. Anyway, so, it ends on a happy note, even though they probably flooded the town, and it's going to be called mud before too long. I don't know what the resolution is there. Right. It ends. Everyone gets all the water they need, all the comeuppance. Everyone gets their comeuppance, and it's Rango learns to, instead of acting like a hero, to actually become a hero. You know what I mean? So, it's good
and
stuff.
He gets beans.
He gets his beans
as his trophy wife.
Yeah, obviously gotta. So, this movie. So, you saw it in theaters?
Oh yeah,
alone?
Yeah, No, I think I saw it with Chet.
Oh, that sounds right. Because I remember, I didn't see it in theaters. I wish I would have, but it's like I wanted to, because I remember I'm like, oh, a Western, that looks fun. And then I didn't see it till like a couple years later, and I was like, oh, this movie's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to think. Like, usually there's like there's a draw. I have a reason why.
Yeah.
And I think it just was. I probably just saw the trailer and was like, oh, fun. An animated Western doesn't
and the trailer makes it look
I
haven't watched it recently, but I remember the trailer makes it look so sincere. But like, the special sauce in this movie is it's kind of absurd. Like, it's Johnny Depp's doing his fucking,
dude,
it's
super
it's abstract. It's abstract and absurd here and there, which is the special sauce, I think, that kind of like elevates this. Like, no, it's very like a lot of metaphors, and also just like him being weird. I don't know. There's a lot of just like goofy energy that's like you don't really get from, I feel like, a lot of animated movies, because obviously a lot of animated movies are like so scripted, but this feels like there's a lot of riffing involved that like really works. Which might be scripted for all I know, but it's
and that's the thing. It actually is like, it's okay. So they do it kind of Fantastic Mr. Fox style,
right? Where
none of it shot in studio or whatever. Not in a sound stage. It's not done like a traditional animated film where they're watching back the animation. It's all done. It's all like you effectively could watch the movie live.
Yeah,
it's
just them in sweatpants acting it out somewhere, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, really though. But it's fun because it's like a lot of them are in like, they're in costume and stuff too. Like, especially Johnny Depp. Like, he's a freak on a leash, and he loves to do weird things. And this is this is the Johnny Depp in his Pirates phase.
Mm-hmm.
This is because Gore Verbinski did all the Pirates of the Caribbean films.
Yeah,
and was like, I'm going to use Johnny Depp to make this film. And so when I first saw this, I didn't know all of that context. And so I just was like, I like Johnny Depp enough. He's fun. And so it was like, I like even watching it then. I was like, oh, this is heavy with the Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp being just a cuckoo banana, and
He is.
it was really fun. So
I think I know, and I kind of like Gore Verbinski because I remember being like, "Oh, it's the guy who did the Ring remake." I didn't even really realize like he did the Pirates of the Caribbean at the time, but I was like, the Ring remake, and he's doing like an animated western. Like, that's kind of intriguing. Like the Ring remake is pretty good.
Right. He is pretty. He is like I do like that he's not like just completely pigeonholed. Like even though I mean he had like whatever 10 years of making Pirates movies or whatever, but like. In his genre,
but they're
styles,
good, dude. The
it's
first
like
two Pirates
The Ring,
movies are good.
Rango, Pirates of the Caribbean is like they're not bad movies. It's just like they're just they are what they are. But it's like they're not. Those are not. It like I read his like filmography to Victoria, and she was like, "Whoa, okay,
it's everywhere." Like
a weird schmattering of films.
Yeah, his last movie was like a very like Shutter Island style, like weird insane asylum kind of vibe. Cure for Wellness, which was
I know Cure for Wellness, which I didn't really hit for me, but like he swung for the fences on it. Yeah,
it was messy. It was a messy movie, like script wise, but I feel like the directing and visual language was there. Which in this one, luckily, it hits all the beats because the script is very, very good, and all the setup is good. So I watched it. It's been a couple years since I've seen it. I think I watched it a few years ago, also, but like. Emma was too young at the time because I tried to watch it with her, and so I don't think we finished it. And then so we rewatched it, and they liked it a lot. Actually, my kids actually sat. I did watch it in a couple chunks because it's like their attention span's got awful, but it's they liked it a lot. They thought it was funny too, and they thought it was cool. And they were like, it was tense. Like that's the thing I really we talk about like animated movies. It's got stakes. You know,
it doesn't feel like a child. Like I really was like, I'm like this is a weird. It like kind of threads the needle, or it's like it's in this weird pocket where like I'm like, man, there's not very much about this aside from it being animated that feels like a kids movie, and like I'm like I like that. I think that's great. Like it has slapsticky stuff, and it is, I think that there is like it clearly is suitable for a child too. It's not like I feel like this is.
But there's like dire situations. I hate that like every kids movie is like. They have them, but it's like I feel like you don't see life and death as much as you used to.
Yeah, I'm thinking like with Zootopia, there's something about that was something that like kept coming to mind because it's like they're very similar in like kind of themes essentially too. It's like identity, and then it's like the anthropomorphic. I was butchering it. Now I thought I had it, but I didn't.
You can't think about it. You just have to say anthropomorphic. You just got to like let it roll.
Animals that have like that Zootopia is all about the food chain and then all this like control and stuff like this, and it's supposed to be like super violent, but it's all kind of like nothing's that sinister, if you will.
And it is like
I don't know. That's
the sinister is the corruption of like government is like what's sinister in both movies, and so that tracks because in Zootopia it's like the same, where there's like a conspiracy and it's the people in power that are like doing it. But I know I like that because it's like a lot of things get anthropomorphized without like giving much mention to these are, and like I guess Fantastic Mr. Fox is another good example where it's just like they're animals, and so it's like we try to humanize them too much and make them too human, but it's like also it's like nature is like brutal, you know what I mean? And so it's nice when they like
Fantastic Mr. Fox kills it in that department
crushes
too.
it.
Like I love that. But in this film specifically, all the characters are like so lived in. They their visual style. You can see it back. Like the spider that creates the coffin. He's in that shot for
2 seconds,
maybe 2 seconds. 3 seconds, and he has a smile with his like golden teeth, and it's just like. He's
a guy. You can make an entire movie about that guy. You can make a movie about any one of these guys.
Yes. Yeah. Right. You could. Like I love how they do I love all the tropes in this that like they feel so genuine and they work so well. Like when they're sitting around the campfire telling like their most tough stories, you know, that classic trope where it's like, I used to do this, and it's like the one guy's just like, I found a human spinal cord in my fetal matter. It's just like, Jesus.
You gotta get that like that.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, like
Spoons. Like we can talk about the character Spoons is the best character. Like he's so good.
Yeah.
Well, because
I like Spoons. I love the I love the
like
guy
it.
with the arrow in his eye.
So good. I know he's like, you got something in your eye. He's like, oh, that's rheumatitis.
It's like conjunctivitis.
Yeah,
it's hereditary.
It's conjunctivitis. Well, at least it's not contagious. Like,
at least it's not contagious. And he's just, the arrow. It's like you got something. He's like,
it's
whoa.
quick.
It's
like this movie's just.
It is quick. It's quick.
It's everything is so snappy and clever, and I'm really glad I paid more attention this time. It's like there's so many just like blink and you miss it gags. Like going on too, it's just
totally.
He hands his loaded gun to that child, and the child like looks down the barrel at the cocked pistol and is like, "There's a bullet in here," just like off to the side. It's just so good.
I know. Yeah, I love that the little girl that's like, "I'll get your boots when you die." Like,
I
love her. Yeah.
They're like, let's string him up. She's like, I got his boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many of that, because I think what lends a lot to that also is just like we talked about the animation style and obviously the deacons of it all. Apparently. It's I don't know why they don't make movies look like this. Like everything looks, and I guess maybe it's partly because it's a Western. You know how we like a grimy Western around here.
Oh,
I want to feel lived in. I want my cowboys to be dirty. And it's like, these guys live in a town called Dirt and it looks like it. And it's like the particles and the light, the just like dust hanging in the air, and every character, it's like and for 2011, honestly, it's pretty impressive because like every hair is like rendered perfectly. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
Stephen
Root's one-eared rabbit doctor, like so good.
What's that? Oh my God! What's the production company that did this? Is that George Lucas's like Light and Magic?
Oh yeah. What? Oh, God, what am I? Yeah, I'm forgetting what that's called, but yeah, like Industrial Light and Magic, I think.
ILM. That's what it is. Industrial Light and Magic. Yeah. So this is like their first like
they did that.
Like,
they did the whole thing.
Feature film. Yeah, right. So it's like
that tracks.
So like they specifically did it.
Well, it makes sense it won the Oscar
cool.
then because it's cutting edge animation. I would feel,
Right, it was, yeah, and it's still like that's one thing. I'm like,
still looks.
It really holds up. I mean, I know 2011 feels kind of like it's funny how
right in between.
It feels like it should be like it's like, oh yeah, of course it looks good still. But I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. There's some movies from 2011 that have a weird uncanny valley, and it's like they obviously didn't have the budget in this, and ILM is like, that's a lot of power behind that. That's been, since
it makes sense.
in,
I don't even know they did.
early 90s.
Obviously they mostly do just like other effects. I didn't know they did any like straight up 100% animated movies.
Well. Right, and this is their first one. I wonder if they have more. I don't even know.
Check, yeah, I didn't look it up. I leave that to you,
sure,
dude.
I'm sure.
I don't look it up.
I know. Right. But yeah, but it's like I think that's fun that they try to dabble, and it totally tracks that it's like you have all these people who like they started with story first. Like that's like I watched like a little behind the scenes making of this that I can post on Reddit if you go to r/cult of cinema knowledge.
Yes.
But it like they kind of express like they just made a film first. Like it's like they didn't. It's like it being animated wasn't even really. That wasn't the original. Like he worked on this. Gore Verbinski has been working on this since like the early 2000s, like 2003. He wanted to make this kind of Western, and he was like, oh, I want it to be like animals, but he didn't really know exactly what he was looking for, in the style and like what he wanted. But like he's been writing this for that long, the like core tent poles of the film, and so he just got together, and his team's really cool, and it's like I'll post that on there, and it's fun to see them. It's like a small little scrappy team that like put it together, But then,
love it. Well, and it's like the mix too of like it's like they're obviously like animals in the desert, but they're also like once you get in that world, like because obviously it's like the hero's journey where he's like thrust into this other situation, when him literally falling out of the box, and it's but like he gets there and it's like it's just a Western town. And they have like clothes, and there's like the Undertaker's got a fucking monocle or whatever.
They've got functioning guns, but like things are like I kind of like
the outhouse. The outhouse is a Pepto-Bismol bottle. It's just so good. It's just like a good joke, but also it's like the human world comes in too.
and it's got it's kind of it does what Fievel Goes West does really well, where it is this kind of like you're like in the normal world. Like he sees Vegas, I guess technically, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be that's what he's supposed to be seeing
Vegas.
is Vegas. And so it's like he sees that as the world, and then that mirrors the little town that they live in.
The turtle's like I want to be. That's where the power is, And it's like you get the water, you get the power. Then he's like trying to. It's very much like you can't stop, because he's not wrong too either. That's what it makes him. He's a dynamic villain kind of, because it's like he's like the rich and powerful guy that's just like the 20th century's here. This is a new age of civilization, but obviously it's like modern by our standards. But since he's such an old turtle, like he's seeing everything that's happened, and he's like, this is how it's obvious that he's like before the highway cut the valley. It's like that's a metaphor for death too.
Exactly.
It's
so Chinatown, dude. It's so
it really
Chinatown.
is. Yeah,
that's what's great. Like they that's the thing. They took the archetypes and they they just applied them so well. And
I know. I'm surprised when the side characters at the end were like, that's just. And he's like, I can't believe, Rattlesnake Jake just got away with the mayor, and he's just like, that's dirt, Rango. That's just dirt, doing the whole Chinatown bit at the end. I thought they'd do that.
Right. I know. Right. Exactly. I was like, Beans is dead in a carriage.
I know. Right.
Spoiler alert.
They should have.
Spoiler. I know, dude.
He just took a stray from one of the fucking. Because it makes no sense, but it's like. Yeah, they're just trying to put things that are cool first too, because like Rattlesnake Jake, they're not like, how does he do guns? No, his rattlesnake is a fucking machine gun revolver, which is so sick,
so cool. It's such a good design, dude.
Everything about this is just so imaginative and funny, from the character design down to like the writing and the quips and just like the world building and everything, and the overall arcing structure being kind of like the fourth wall with like the mariachi band and everything like that.
Yeah, that's I love how he breaks out of the fourth wall at the beginning, and it's just like it is. Yeah, there's I don't know, there's like an extra layer on top of the hero's journey, and it
really does it does it all. It really does do it all for especially for, I don't know. I hate to say especially for an animated movie, but it's just like, I feel like maybe that's why it doesn't get the love that it deserves. I don't know. Cause it's like, I don't know. It's like, it walks such a weird fine line. It's like a Western genre too. You know what I mean? An animated film. So, but I don't know. I guess it is loved, but it's like, you never hear, it's not in the zeitgeist really. Why haven't we seen more movies this since then? If it won the fucking Oscar, where I literally went before Love, Death, and Robots became a thing, I was like, why don't they just do more animation? Like they should just make, because they kept talking about back when the rumors of the Dark Tower, they're like, how are we ever going to make the Dark Tower? I'm like, just make it animated like Rango, but just do it that style, but just do it people. Like what's stopping you? You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's so lived in and it feels so real the way that it doesn't feel like an animated movie in a way, other than obviously they're a bunch of talking animals.
But that's and what's great though. Yes. See, I totally get what you're saying, is because what rules about anime, it's something, the thing that we love about animations and just anime and like stop motion and everything that you can stretch reality, and if it functions in the if it functions in the universe, if it works, if it applies to your story, then it brings you into it. It's immersive. It's like watching I think of the scene when they're fighting the bats and they're shooting the bats down and the bats are exploding and catching on fire. Awesome. And it's like, I'm just like,
they're just biplanes for some reason. Yeah,
it works. Yeah, right. I'm like, it's one of those things where you stop to think about it and you're like, that is that. Even for an animated film, you're like, this is stupid. Why the hell are they doing this? But it works. It's like the music and how the mechanics of the bats and how they function and what their purpose is. It just works. It works great. And I don't really have anything else to say about that. But
I know.
But that was just something where I'm like, it would be cool to see more animation. Like Love, Death, and Robots is a great example of people kind of using animation to tell
commit to a feature,
awesome human
stories.
Yeah. That you can use animation to not. I mean, I think that's what sucks with like film in general. Like you were talking about, like, why do we keep getting these like huge IPs, and it's just because that's all they want to do. And it's like, I'm not saying anything new, but like that's all studios are like. They're too afraid to do this. And it's kind of funny because we have these outliers. It's like every 5 years you have this movie that comes along that's like, I mean, this was like a crazy huge budget on this film, which is like wild and kind of goes against shooting it, like making it an anime, because it actually is like you have to film
more expensive probably.
And yeah, it's more expensive because it's like an animation takes like you have to make the movie live action, then you have to make the movie like animated, then you have to render it on a computer. Like all these steps to get a final product.
Hire Roger Deakins to do all the perfect lighting on a computer.
I know, right? He's just like in SimCity, just like building the.
That's so cool. I had no
the town.
idea that he did it, but it makes perfect sense because there's honestly so many shots in this that are just like breathtaking. I'm like, this looks great.
Dude.
It's like
and that's what we said. If you make a good, it's kind of hard to make a bad Western look good. Like you can't make a Western look bad because you just go shoot the vistas. You go shoot these like beautiful rolling hills, and these like all you need is like a couple beautiful shots of like either the golden hour or like high noon where you're just shooting desolate stuff. And they do that a lot in this film, and it looks beautiful. And like but there are some shots like you're saying, like, dude, when he's walking through and when he meets the spirit of the West, it's so good. Like it's like I get chills. Like it's just like the clouds, and it's like the pacing and everything about that. It actually is just like it's just a really good movie. It's like, I don't really see this being a great kids film, but
right.
That's
it's just a great film all around. Because like they take it and it's like the visuals of it, like when he meets the spirit of the West, and that's like. He crosses, he's no longer scared of death or failure or whatever, and he crosses the highway, but then it's like just the actual salt blasted. Like it doesn't look like any other part of the desert. Like it's so dreamlike, and it's like there's that one shot that's just like he's like, and now we ride, and then it's just like the huge red sun, just them all silhouetted running their roadrunners, which is also so good. The horses are roadrunners. It's such a good, across this like fiery sun, and I'm like that though. Would be really hard. I mean, I feel like I've seen only stuff like that in like Red Dead Redemption or something. But it's just like to do that looking like that. It's like they also use the freedom of the limitless abilities of animation to do things that you couldn't do in a regular traditional film, or like couldn't do very easily anyway, without tricks. You know what I mean? Without so many tricks.
Yeah, and or without just like blasting it with CG nowadays and just make it kind of like bring you out of it. Because like I do think about that, like this could have easily been live action, honestly, with Johnny Depp and like costuming and stuff, but it 100% would lose its charm.
It would.
Like that's
and it's like you would have to change a lot of like his whole like story, because I feel like him being a chameleon is just so good with like him just like not having a true identity really. You know what I mean? He doesn't know who he is or whatever. He doesn't really fit in, and he just gotta like lie and stuff. And but yeah, man, I don't know. It's too good. The characters are all just too good, and I'm surprised at how much I liked this time around, because I've always liked it. You know what I mean? But it's like this time around, I'm like, yeah, this is like top shelf. This is like 4.5 stars. You know what I mean? Like it's great.
Easy, yeah. Which is funny because now I'm looking through Gore.
I didn't expect this to be my favorite Western of the month. You know what I mean? For sure.
I don't know. I think Treasure of the Sierra Madre is definitely
Treasure's great. Like, especially because for a first time watch, and it's like that's one I'll definitely watch again. And then go watch that one, and then the disappointment that ended up being the Sisters Brothers again. That was an interesting watch for me. But
I was like. Man, Sisters Brothers is one that I definitely go listen to that episode. We air our grievance, but like I've been thinking about it more, and I'm just like, man, I'm bummed because it's like even the stuff I'm like the good parts I remember, they're tainted by like what could have been. And anyways, so where this film, I know what you're saying.
Well,
like,
I always thought it was
really
good, but then like this time I was watching it because for the podcast I try to be like, pay more attention to like kind of pick it up a little bit more. I mean, I always pay attention when I watch movies usually, but it's like I'm like. The details more a little bit, And even though I've seen it, I'm like, yeah, this is fun, but I'm like, I forgot how like sharp this is and how beautiful it is, and like just how quick and how clever, and like again the stakes, like it's got weight to it, which is it's also what makes it a good movie, but a good Western. You know what I mean? And the villains are good, like even. Because we talk about like being kids movies, but they're saying hell and stuff all the time, which is always kind of like
it's
it's
kind of fun. Yeah,
literally, she tells Rattlesnake Jake, he's just like he's fucking diabolical, even though he like gets away at the end too. He kind of almost becomes like the enemy of my enemy, is my friend. But,
totally. I think what I like about him is like he doesn't kill anyone. He wants a fair fight. He's vicious, but he won't just kill you in cold blood.
He grabs Beans and he's like. She's like, you go to hell. And he's like, where do you think I came from? And then he's like, I want to look in my eyes. I want to see you die. And I'm like, God damn, that's pretty brutal for what is it essentially a kid's like, advertised as a kid's movie anyway.
I know, right? I'm actually curious. Is this PG or PG-13? It's got to be.
It's PG.
Oh, it's just PG.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just PG. Well, I know, but
because there's
like,
nothing it's all like in the voice. Like nothing violent really happens. I mean, they do have like a lot of guns and stuff like that.
Oh no, there's a lot of
Nowadays.
death, dude. No, I was noticing like there's like the kill count in this is really high, but it's all quick and off. No one's getting shot with blood or anything.
I know the crow, like when the crow gets shot and then all his feathers come out and then he falls down. He's like, that was a bad idea. Like,
yeah.
And he's another character. I watch a whole movie about him, dude. And he's just like he's sensing it, and he's like, yeah, the guy has a prostate problem, and so it's like he's eating these. Because it's like a laxative, and I'm like, oh, that's fun.
That's a fun. I just like when he's like, oh, are you like doing something ancient with your people? And he's like, no, I'm molting. Like, it means I need a mate or whatever.
That's why it's like, it's like, yeah, good to know. And that again, that's the perfect blend of like it takes something and then it like makes the animal part the joke. Like it's never wasted. Yeah. It's like every joke that comes around, because it's like that's the other thing about this movie. It was hilarious. You know what I mean? It's like
it really was. Yeah, I found
like,
myself.
I laughed out loud quite a bit. You know what I mean? There's so many good jokes. But
and the soundtrack, we didn't even touch on that. How it's got the classic, like just that old spaghetti electric guitar in your Western, which is so
and didn't
cool.
Hans Zimmer do the score? Like I think I read that. Yeah, I saw his name like in the credits or something.
He did.
Like obviously they used music because it's like I don't know who did it, but they like during the final when he's like luring Rattlesnake Jake out and it's like the final showdown. That's like a classic song, like an old spaghetti Western song. I'm surprised it's like some Morricone, But
right. It could have been. I'm sure.
I don't know, man. It hits it all. I know maybe we're not there yet, but we've been tap dancing around it. Tell me how big this budget was, or I'm scared to guess because I'm like I don't know.
I want you to take a guess, but you have to think it's Gore Verbinski. He's coming off of Pirates movies.
Yeah, he's got the studios are like, here, do your thing. It's obviously got top shelf like kind of everything put into it. Normally, I would be like, I don't know, 30 to 50.
Right. That's literally.
And that's like 50.
That's what I would have thought.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, I could see it going maybe a smidge higher, maybe. Like, I don't know. Because animated movies, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Add 100 to that. It was 100.
Over 100? I thought maybe.
It was 100.
I'm like, there's no way it's over 100. 135?
185 million.
Holy shit.
Which is crazy. I'm like, I mean, it's like, it's got to be. I mean, I guess it's like everything. It is because there's so many departments. Like when you shoot a movie, yes, there are all of the departments that go into it. But when you shoot a film, you can get away with like even a high budget $50 million movie. You can get it where there's like 6 people on set for 2 weeks. Like you can kind of like you can have that like pre-pro.
In most animated movies too, it's like you have the different departments, but it's like so compartmentalized. But this sounds like
that's what it is.
Always a production all the time.
Well, right, and because it's like ILM has their own like ranch compound thing, and so it's like that. On top of there was the studio where they went and shot the actual actors doing the movie together. So you have that. They like shoot that for like 20 days. And then it's like it really is just like, I would imagine that there's a lot of, I don't know, like, quote unquote embezzlement or some sort of inflation of this by being like, oh, we need a new whole computer set or something. We need something to facilitate this film to make it work.
It's like,
so
are you seeing the lighting?
Budget.
We need the whole new servers to render this amazing lighting that we invented.
Right.
Because
right.
we're fucking ILM and we just
something...
invent shit.
Well, that's the thing. Yes, and keeping up, dude. That's what's crazy. Year by year, the technology is developing and changing, and so like I would imagine that plays into it a little bit. They kind of try to future-proof themselves too, so they probably like buy the nicest stuff, the highest quality, and they're developing all that stuff. Anyways, not really to like. It's crazy how expensive it was. I definitely would not have expected 100 on there. Like,
no, it's wild.
If like you said, if it was 100, I'd be like, whoa, that's a big budget.
If you said like 80, I would be like, I guess that tracks because all the star power, or like Johnny Depp and Gore Verbinski, Deakins, and whoever the fucking else. I mean, you got Stephen Root just blending in. Like I literally was like, oh, Stephen Root's in this, and then I was like trying to listen, and I'm like, he's such a good character actor. It's like you would never know because he's the like rabbit doctor, and I'm like, like you would never know. I was listening to him, and I'm just like, he's just doing his thing. He doesn't sound like Johnny Depp. Just sounds like Johnny Depp. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Right. Because he just
which is what
Johnny
you
Depp.
want. Which is what you want.
You can't separate
this kind of movie. The studios are like, he's like, I'm going to do a crazy thing, and I'm going to sound. And they're like, no, we need to be able to sell you. You're Captain Jack Sparrow, and you guys are teaming up again together.
Right. Really though, yeah. And Bill Nye was really funny too. It's like
Bill Nye was good. Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah.
But it grossed
how much did it make?
$247 million.
Nice.
So like,
see, if you would have asked me, especially if you would have told me the budget like last week, if you were like, dude, this budget was $130 million, I'm like, whoo, so it flopped, right? Like, I'm like, there's no way this made $130 million.
No,
because in my mind it's underrated. Because in my mind it's so like nobody saw Rango. Like, unfortunately, that's a gem that you discover, But
which it is now.
Yeah,
it is. Almost whatever. We're like
any movie that's like 10 years over is like. Have you seen this classic gem? When you probably looked the trailer up and it's like classic trailers because we're old now.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, I mean we do. I mean we kind of. It is funny though. It's like talking in the like the zeitgeist of film. It's like they're like movies we watch and we're like, wow, this film from like the '60s feels so mature. Like the Treasure of Sierra Madre. It's like I'm like, oh man, this feels like it's way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like in its thing. But then it's like because I don't know. I have such a skewed view because we're so saturated in film that it's like I don't really see that. But then I do find myself more contemporary in the last 25 years, some in the 90s. I'll like watch a movie and be like, oh, that shit looks dated and old. And
well, I mean, like look at like last month, like, and it's funny for how many references this movie has. None of them are like, this is 2011. Like, none of it dates it. Like, we watched a lot of movies from, like, the early 2000s in October.
100%.
And it's like, now we've had enough space from them. I'm like, this feels very 2006 or whatever. But I'm like, at no point was I watching this and being like, this could have came out yesterday. You know what I mean? There was no current, like, there's a lot of classic references. But there's no like current pop culture references, which you would feel honestly like a movie like this would shove a ton of those in there. But I didn't notice like any. You know what I mean? It was always just references to other movies and stuff that were classics already.
Yeah, I have to see something real quick because I was like, well, even when I saw it, see that's what's crazy, dude. Mad Max Fury Road. I'm like, I swear to God, they stole the whole chase scene from this movie from Rango. Like because I remember watching it now I was like, what came first? I didn't know and I didn't look it up because I was just like, I'm like, did this steal the chase scene from Mad Max or did Mad Max steal it from here?
It's Mad Max 2015, right?
Yeah, 2015. Yeah, and so I was like, it was just so funny like watching that. I'm like, oh man.
Well, the chase.
I thought they were homaging them, but
this movie
seems like
got it all, dude. It's got like the best chase scenes. It's got high noon shootouts. Yeah. It's got fucking esoteric storytelling, like meta.
Well, dude, I love his like when he has that dream sequence and it's like his ex-girlfriend or whatever, the like
Yeah.
the headless Barbie is there, and then like the fish comes by and it's like, where are your friends now, amigo?
Yeah.
you're like I'm just like, it's so good. And dude, I love that. I love the roadkill. He's so funny. Like he's so I love how he's just and it's like it's very poignant. Like I loved how he's just like, he's like, oh, you got to get to the other side, and he's like, I guess that's the trip or whatever. He's like, he's like that's the that's the journey we all have to make.
And like even the cacti, it's like,
dude,
they lean
yes.
into it where it's like the legends of the cacti. It's like some folklore, and he's like the tripping almost like he has the vision, but then they're just like, well, then they just are. The cacti just fucking are, and they just like are actually a major helper in how it ends with like turning on the water and everything, because it's like, why the fuck not at this point? And that's why I like it's like,
well, right.
They're like, if
And
it's a
that's
good
animation.
idea,
Like,
even if it doesn't make sense, like we're gonna just fucking roll with it. Like the exploding bats, like it makes for a better movie, even if it's kind of nonsensical. And they've set themselves up with like how abstract everything kind of is already, that it's just like my suspension of disbelief is already there. And then I'm watching an animation of like, this fucking lizard being a sheriff. It's like, I'll buy anything, but it's great because it's like there's kind of no rules, and so whenever it breaks anything that would be like, oh, I thought that was a dream or whatever, then it's just like, But it's also weirdly grounded. I don't know. It doesn't. It juggles it all.
Yeah, it really does, and it just perfectly. Yeah, so it threads the needle. I've been saying that a lot the last couple episodes. But
take a shot. And
it really does.
Threads the needle.
It's
It
fantastic.
does.
I know, really. Do we have a Reddit? Is there?
You know what? Since I got
anyone
my new phone, I
post
usually
Reddits?
always know as soon as someone posts a Reddit, but I didn't. I don't have any notifications now, so I'm like, let me pull it up. Yeah, okay, we got two. I bet you can guess who they're from. So, first one, I got Clones of People 2. He says, "Oh, first watch, cool." He says, "This has been on my radar for a long time, but people seem to be generally mixed on it, so I never watched it until now." Well, lots of people are wrong, and I think they just don't get Westerns because this rocked. Hans Zimmer is pulling off a score that Morricone would be proud of. The film is full of nods and riffs to spaghetti, classic, Hodorowski, and more modern Westerns. I particularly love the scenery in Monument Valley, and that the bad guy was Lee Van Cleef in snake form, right? Also, them riding birds was hilarious. I think the film does exactly what it sets out to do. The only critiques I have of it are nitpicks, and it could be a little better if it had a Tuco. Overall, loved it. Would recommend to anyone I know who enjoys Westerns. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I didn't see.
It is. Dude, well, he
said that it was
mixed,
like,
and I'm like, I don't know. I don't hear mixed reviews. Like, I mean, I don't know. On the Discord is like, I get like Reddit posts sometimes where people are like, "This is great," and everybody is like, "Yeah, it's great."
But it's always like,
movie,
it's always like, oh, this hidden gem, this forgotten.
Yeah,
like, I always feel
is.
like when people say like cult classic or something like that, they're always like, oh, it didn't do very well, but it's just like it wasn't understood at the time. Like The Thing, it's not even a cult classic anymore. It's just a classic, but it bombed at the time. There's like so many movies like that, but it's weird that this movie did so well financially and critically, and yet doesn't really get talked about, even though it's ahead of its time and is doing things, storytelling and animation, that are just like, I think are kind of unrivaled, honestly.
Flow is going to be like that. Flow looks beautiful. It's amazing. But it won't be in 5 years. People are going to be like, "Did you hear about this Flow movie?"
Yeah,
Have
dude,
you ever
it's like
seen that?
it's like a silent
Animated-
animal film.
It's a
Flow's
silent
cool.
film. Like, can you believe they're doing that with this genre? Like, you're going to be like, "Well, it won the Academy Award." It's like it was.
That's true. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? But it's still. But I mean, I'm not like trying to take anything away from that. It's like, it is interesting that happens where like films.
Right.
And I think that also goes back to like. We love the Academy Awards because they're just fun and they're for us, and
It's
they're for cinephiles.
to me.
It's not. I don't give them credence. I don't
No,
think that,
I only do it
I
because
don't-
we do a thing every year, but also it's like it's the one time a year I can talk to normies about movies
Right.
so much because
Right, and
it's
they've
like
seen at least one or two Academy nominated.
I can
films,
trick
and we
my
go,
wife
yeah.
into like watching more movies and then like talking about them more often. I'm like, now is my
Yeah,
time. It's
right.
my Super Bowl. You know what I mean, or whatever.
It is. Yeah, and that's a apt comparison. So it's like that's just like the it's I go back and forth where it's like it doesn't matter if it won an Academy Award. A lot of popular things don't, and a lot of like really good things don't, and a lot of good things do, and a lot of bad things do, and a lot of bad things don't. So it's just kind of like whatever, it kind of lives in that realm. But it is just interesting to be like, this was a very it's like it made like doubled its budget, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like Moana 2 is making like fucking $2 billion or whatever. So, which is
That is true.
God.
Yeah. Well, do you know what's crazy? The highest grossing animated films of all time, like, aren't like American centric.
Yeah, it was the one.
Just
I
kind of
saw
bizarre.
the list and they released that one. I forgot what it's called. It starts with an A or whatever, but it's like Indian
the
or
Chinese
something.
one.
It's a Chinese. Yeah.
No,
I think
there
it's
was a
Chinese.
one.
I think it's
like,
Chinese. The one I'm
it's
thinking
like,
of.
But and it's like a sequel to a Chinese movie that
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, it is interesting. So I don't know. I'm still just flabbergasted. Like, where are if it did so well, like, where are the copycats? Even if they're not good, it's just like, do it in this like the needle of this like
the
style, dude. It's so
I was
good.
gonna say the style doesn't even, and I kind of get that because the style is
they can't
unpleasant.
they can't all get
That's-
deacons. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Well, that's dude. No, for reals though, dude. He's too busy on his podcast and tinkering with his cameras. But
I'm glad he's not pigeonholed either, because he's like, he's not like typecast. He's like, I'll be always like, this movie looks good, but he'll do like a rom-com. Like, he'll do anything. You know what I mean? But he always just like does it to the best.
Yeah, he does. And then he'll do like 1917 or something where it's like the
Obviously,
biggest, one of the,
yeah.
like, the biggest like films. That's who he is. So that's cool.
And the biggest
And he,
draw
like,
of that movie.
Yeah, like this, like freaking the fact that when I saw the credits and it said Jared Deacon, I was like, no way. I was like, that's awesome.
That's so funny. No, it's a good comment.
Thank you for commenting.
And then I got one more. So,
You have-
yeah, Competitive Bat 5831 says, I've seen this before and my high opinion holds up. There are so many great details that I wish I kept notes while watching so I could easier recall them. I love how many times.
I totally.
Right? I know. So many. It's like, it's tight too. Like, because even though, like I said, it feels kind of flippant and like kind of fun and sometimes random, but it's like, it has very good unity where it's like everything kind of comes around. Everything has a purpose, even if it is just a gag. But it's like, I don't know, the characters are just so consistent. Anyway, he says, I love how many times a single bullet comes up and is even correct when it does. The rattlesnake chain gun tail is a great way to make him into a gunslinger. The whole lie and then it get exposed only to redeem yourself is for sure a trope, but I like how it's executed here, with the climax of the arc being when Rango looks Jake in the eyes, and unlike before, Jake shows a brief fear for his life when he used to have laughter for Rango's threat. Oh, yeah, thank you for that comment.
Yeah,
that is such
true.
a cool moment too, because that's such good storytelling too. Because it's like they don't say it; they're like, "Well, I guess you do got those killer's eyes." Because early on, he's like, "I could see it in your eyes, boy," and then literally he's like, "You ain't got it in you." And then he looks at him, and then you just see like his hard expression relax a bit. And I'm like, and it's of course it's in the extreme close up of the eyes of the Western.
Oh, I know.
Which is
beautiful.
chef's kiss, dude. It's so good. So, thanks guys for that comment. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it because. Yeah, I've never met anyone who didn't enjoy this movie, unless you're a fucking hater, or if you're like a staunch hater of, like I said, westerns maybe, or Johnny Depp. But because this is like that's what also surprises me. It's like westerns are not like this has got to be the highest budget and the highest grossing western of the 2000s. You know what I mean? Because it's like
no, like dead ass, dude. 310 to Yuma is probably the one that I think of because it had like it's got like heavy hitters in it, and it's a fine film. I like it.
Yeah,
it's just like
let's go listen to that
it's
episode.
just
We did 310 a couple years ago, right? The remake?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. The remake, yeah. And that because we're talking about the 2010s, but it's like I totally agree. I don't think but I do love. That's what I love about the Western genre. We're wrapping up the month here, and I just want to like kind of like wax poetically about the Western, and it's like how it's kind of crazy that it was so oversaturated, and then it like, but it didn't die. Like every year, a Western movie gets made, if not like 2 or 3 by studios.
Yeah, and
like,
big actors are in them all the time, and they're smaller a lot of times, but.
Yeah, like Western is such a I think it's because it's such a romanticized genre,
and it's
just in Hollywood. It's like,
I think it's core to filmmaking because I feel like out of all the like genres of film, like the big ones, it's like that one has like the tropes that like you almost see kind of in all of them. You know what I mean? It's like maybe not all of them, but it's like every Western has got a feel other than just being in the West, because obviously there are Westerns that are not like period pieces or whatever.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
But
that's like, and I think it's like you
It's like
can
the
do
best
horror,
use of like
you
a
can
good
do
hero journey.
drama.
It's the best use of like that
Yeah.
arc, kind of. And so I feel like you kind of see that coming back because it's like ever since the dawn of cinema, it's like that and horror movies. That's why they're my two favorite genres, Western and horror, is because it's like they're the best vehicles for storytelling, I would say, in my opinion. And it's like horror for its ingenuity and ability to like kind of like take things and put them in like a different fun package. And then this one is like, the romance of the age, the cinema, our affection with the past. You know what I mean? For better or worse, it's
Right. Well,
I love westerns, dude. Westerns are so good.
And like you said, it's like they're kind of time capsules because it's like they never date themselves, but they can be very, very fucking, current. Like Eddington, which I haven't seen still, but that's like Eddington is a western.
We're gonna watch. I want to rewatch Eddington. I thought for sure I'd be watching it for the Oscar recap, but now apparently its reception hasn't been as good, which I don't even understand. But
I know.
So I'm
get
gonna.
nominated for something.
I mean, I doubt it. I mean, maybe like writing. I would like to see Joaquin, but get a nomination. But anyway, it's we'll see. I'll force it into one of the upcoming months probably somehow.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna watch it regardless by myself. So it's like,
when we do on like
pod,
uncomfortable movies or just like movies that have their finger on the pulse of their time. You could get some other ones that are just like really on that. It'd be interesting. So
that'd be kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
guys.
so I got
for...
nothing else to say about this movie. I think it's a fucking banger all around. You do kind of like it's super entertaining and it's really, really, really good and really thoughtful if you want to. But you also can watch it and have to be paying attention and still enjoy it. I think so. It's like that's
right.
That's why it made $200 billion or whatever.
Right. I think I think it's like it is. I think kids will laugh during it. Like they'll like. Yeah, it works for everybody. It's great. Take your grandma to it.
Yeah. Take her to it when they re-release it, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, I don't know. That's Western month. I'm sad to let it go. Should we just do Western months again for December? Just keep it going. We're just a Western movie podcast now?
We could. I'm kind of like, I know you. We could just do the Lonesome Dove for December.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Just do it.
Yeah, we'll see. So I guess for the dudes that are actually listening, our regulars, and if you're not a regular and you get here in time, come tell us what you think we should do for next month. We're thinking about maybe doing sports movies. We haven't never done that. And there's a lot of good ones. And a lot of ones I haven't seen. I mean, you got your boxing movies, you got your fucking football movies.
I'm 100% down. Yeah, I kind of think that's fun. Yeah, to do like
something like that.
Hockey. We gotta have Mighty
Ducks. Yeah, it's like Mary was saying she wants to watch now that she's that's her whole personality is a huge hockey head now. It's like she's like, I gotta watch one of those hockey movies. I'm like, yeah, there's not that many, but there's a few we gotta watch.
No, but there's like a handful. Yeah.
So we'll see. Either that or we just watch Lonesome Dove. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's our podcast. We do what we want.
Anyway,
but we love you. But we love you, fine
you.
folks out there.
Yes,
who,
thank you
who
for
participate.
Commenting. Thank you for listening.
All your votes help a lot. It's really fun to see all the votes. Go to YouTube too. If you want to vote, you can get double votes. Go to Reddit and YouTube.
YouTube actually gets way more votes most of the time. So they might think something's winning on the Reddit. It's getting creamed on the YouTube. Because on the Reddit, I think fucking Glory would have won or something like that. But it like ran away with Rango on the YouTube. So
nice. Well, cool. That was great.
Check it out. Do all the stuff. See what we're going to do. Stay tuned for whatever we do next month. It'll be a surprise to all of us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.